Beneath the dense rainforest floor of the Ecuadorian Amazon lie reserves of oil that are proving to be both a buried treasure for foreign and state oil companies and a potential death sentence for the unique ecosystems and cultures of the Amazonian region. The race to pump more oil out of Ecuador has brought together 6 foreign oil companies known as the OCP consortium, who are looking to double Ecuador's oil production and take the profits home. They're building a controversial 500-kilometer-long pipeline to transport heavy crude oil from the Amazon across the earthquake-prone Andes to the Pacific coast, where it will be shipped to consumers in the northern hemisphere. The pipeline will push the oil frontier into ecological reserves and indigenous lands. Leading this charge is Canada's largest independent oil and gas company, Encana, which owns 30% of the pipeline. Ecuador is a country in economic crisis, plagued by a massive foreign debt and high rates of unemployment. The new pipeline has been heralded as the economy's savior, and pipeline proponents say it will generate over 50,000 jobs. However, a leading Ecuadorian economist estimates that only 300 permanent jobs will be created. Given the past relationship between oil revenues and debt, the wait for oil to save Ecuador's economy is likely to be endless. Some of the most biologically diverse rainforests on Earth are found in Ecuador. While the Amazon is invaluable in offsetting global warming by absorbing carbon dioxide, Ecuador is presently experiencing the highest rate of deforestation in South America. Since oil production began 30 years ago, quality of life for Ecuadorians living in oil-producing regions has deteriorated. Due to polluted air and contaminated water, communities in the northern Amazon suffer from respiratory and skin problems, and the highest cancer and malnutrition rates in the country. Toxic dumping, pipeline spills, and leakage of stored waste have contaminated rivers, soil, and crops in many areas. Many Amazonian communities liken themselves to beggars living in a bag of gold, as residents lack potable water, have few paved roads, and experience blackouts for up to 8 hours a day. The true costs of oil production over the past 3 decades are clear.
Ahora el ganado se muere, pierde por decirle el estado de salud del animal. O sea, coge una liquidez, o sea, una flaqueza, y con eso acaba su vida. O sea, haga lo que haga, se muere el animal. Luego por decirle, nosotros hemos hecho así de partir el animal cuando muere y se le encuentra adentro desechos de petróleo, así mismo algo de carne que se crece como mollejas y se le parte, y eso es como tener una sangre coagulada adentro.
The new pipeline route crosses 94 seismic fault lines, and the OCP itself estimates that a single rupture could spill over 3,000 barrels of oil before being controlled.
Uno de los problemas técnicos que tienen que minimizar o que tienen que estar considerados dentro del diseño de oleoductos es las fallas geológicas, son las fallas geológicas. Existe una falla geológica que yo creo que por la premura con la que se está trabajando no se ha tomado en cuenta esta falla, ni se ha hecho la evaluación sísmica de lo que significa la amenaza que esto significa en el PK 215 para OCP. Entonces yo le puedo hablar exactamente de esto, de la longitud, y le puedo hablar de topografía, que la topografía tampoco está muy bien considerada en este sector, como las cuestiones técnicas más importantes, sin tomar en cuenta el aspecto del medio ambiente, que ni siquiera lo han considerado y que es fundamental, y no han considerado el paso por ríos para una tubería que está cerca casi del kilómetro. O sea, no está considerado. Es más, ni siquiera había estudios en ese sector.
Alternative routes were not adequately considered, as the path of the pipeline was decided upon before the environmental impact assessment was completed.
Las diferencias básicas para tomar una decisión por la ruta norte fue que era más barato el trazado. Se estima que en $80 millones, ¿ya? Y claro, se podría decir, ahí habría que calcular los daños ambientales. Pero ¿cómo calcular los daños ambientales? Si no se tiene una claridad suficiente de cuántas son las especies existentes, y mucho menos del significado tienen esas especies para el equilibrio general. Y como dije hace un rato ya, a mí me preocupa mucho que nos acostumbremos a ponerles valores monetarios a los seres vivientes, ¿ya? Sería como imaginarnos que en la selva se establezca un sistema de códigos de barras, ¿ya? Este arbolito tiene este código de barras, este pajarito, este sapo, este otro, y entra alguien con esa pistola como en un centro comercial a valorar cuánto es lo que cuesta, paga y se acaba la selva. Yo creo que hay un valor intrínseco que tiene que ver con la vida y con el potencial que ofrece ese banco genético, que es la biodiversidad que está poniéndose en riesgo, que no se puede cuantificar ni ahora ni en el futuro simplemente en cuestiones monetarias.
The new pipeline's route is cutting through 11 protected natural areas, including the Mindo-Nambillo cloud forest. The reserve is home to over 450 species of birds and provides the majority of locals with employment in ecotourism. In January of 2002, Mindo residents and international supporters peacefully occupied the ridge and treetops where the pipeline is routed for several months. To feed the pipeline, an additional 2.4 million hectares of rainforest will be opened up to oil exploration, encroaching on the territories of indigenous groups, many of whom refuse to allow oil development on their land. High levels of opposition and outrage have led locals to carry out numerous strikes, roadblocks, and demonstrations. Many communities accuse the encana-led consortium of fraud, deception, and lack of public consultation. There have also been allegations made regarding consortium-sponsored police brutality, intimidation, and imprisonment of locals opposed to the project.
La empresa OCP desobedeció, inobservó y respetó los preceptos legales. Por ejemplo, el artículo 88 de la Constitución de la República, que indica que cuando se van a construir proyectos de esta magnitud, como el OCP, debe consultarse a la comunidad, la que debe estar debidamente informada. OCP jamás consultó. En el Cantón Lago Agrio simuló reuniones para consultar, pero lo que hizo en verdad es informar de las decisiones irreversibles que había tomado. Ninguna de las observaciones, ninguno de los puntos de vista que le expresó el pueblo en estas reuniones fue aceptada. La principal observación que se le hizo es de que la estación de bombeo, el terminal Amazonas, no debe estar muy cerca de la ciudad. Yo diría que hoy estás dentro de la ciudad, porque eso genera un grave riesgo, un peligro. Cualquier proyecto, por perfecto que sea, en algún momento puede sufrir algún daño, y eso representa un grave riesgo para los habitantes de Nueva Loja en este caso.
In March of 2002, a state of emergency was declared in 2 provinces and demonstrations resulted in the deaths of 3 people. As foreign interests and a desperate government compete with local communities for control over a land of riches, one of the world's most ecologically and culturally unique areas is in jeopardy. Determined not to walk the same path as many of their neighbors who are suffering from the impacts of oil, the resolve of Amazonian communities to protect their culture and their lands only grows stronger. As most of Ecuador's oil is shipped to feed northern markets, we should be reminded that as Canadians, we are one of the highest energy users per capita on Earth. We need to be aware that it is our demand for oil that is driving its overexploitation. This results in ecological destruction in countries such as Ecuador and contributes to global warming. And we can also remember that taking local actions can go a long way to solving global problems. What can you do? Reduce your use. Walk, bike, take public transit, or carpool to reduce your amount of oil consumption. Avoid gas-guzzling sports utility vehicles. Write to your Member of Parliament and demand that your government commits itself to using alternative green energy sources, such as solar and wind power or biofuels. Send a letter to Encana urging them to uphold their mandate on corporate responsibility and do the right thing by pulling out of the pipeline project. Please send a copy of your letter to the Toronto Environmental Alliance. If you have shares in any one of these firms, let them know your concerns that their investment is helping to contribute to a socially and environmentally devastating project. For more information, to request a presentation, or to get involved, please contact the Toronto Environmental Alliance.